I'm live with Kim Mardero, the manager of Kids Help Phone for Manitoba. Kids Help Phone has launched a new texting feature, but first, for those who don't know what Kids Help Phone is, can you just explain overall generally how it works?
I sure can. Kids Help Phone is a charity. We've been around since 1989, and we're open for kids in any moment of crisis or need, and they can access us through telephone 24/7. They can talk one-on-one to a professional counselor. They can go on our live chat service online, or they can download the app and go that route. Go to our website. There's tons of resources available, and now we have text.
So you mentioned you have all these alternative routes. Why was it important to get into texting for kids?
Well, it's really kids want to see texting as a way that they can reach out for support. That's just their preferred method of communication. We've learned that 71% of young people prefer texting as opposed to talking, so we really need to meet kids where they're at. So it was a way to reach more kids in more ways, and they don't need reliable internet. They don't need to download an app. They don't need to have a data plan to access this service. So it's a little more accessible for more kids, particularly good for kids in rural and remote communities in Manitoba.
Right, and it launched on Thursday, so kids in all corners of Manitoba can reach out via text. What does it look like, though, from your end of it? I know you mentioned it's not always a counselor that they're connecting with.
That's right. We've mobilized volunteers all across Canada, so they are going to be responding to young people, and they're completely being monitored by supervisors along the way, so monitored and mentored and coached to respond to young people. We just wanted a way for them to be accessible 24/7, and so it's volunteers that are really helping us to reach more and more young people.
And so you've kicked off this trial period in Manitoba. Why start in Manitoba and then expand to the rest of Canada?
There was a few reasons. One of it was that it's a really good population size, like a sampling size, representative of Canada. So it's basically it's sort of multicultural diversity. There's a mix of urban and rural. So that's one of the reasons that Manitoba was chosen. It's just a really good size, and Manitoba is awesome. So that's another really good reason.
For sure. And I know you mentioned before that it's volunteers. How can people sign up to be a volunteer for Kids Help Phone?
Sure. They can go onto our website, kidshelpphone.ca, and search up text and crisis text, and that'll take them to a site that'll show them all the requirements for being a volunteer. We're going to need more because it's going to be trialed here in Manitoba for 5 to 6 months, and then we're rolling out across Canada with this service. So young people are really test driving this for the rest of the Canadian kids, which is really important, and we hope they get on the text and try it out. But we want to give it a good try and see how it's going, work out any kinks before it does get rolled across Canada.
For sure. And lastly, the number that people can text, can you just reiterate it for people out there who might be interested?
Kids just have to text the word TALK to 686868, and they will be connected to a crisis responder, and they'll help them through any of their problems, big or small, doesn't matter.
For sure. Definitely very important work in the province and across Canada. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.